Folks, I know this video is gonna upset a few people. But what if your DM never got tired, never canceled a session, right? Isn't that what we're talking about? DM on demand. It sounds amazing, maybe, right? That's that AI DM. Is it the future? Is it a trick? I personally think that's what Project Sigil was aiming to be. The DM on demand, and I think part of the reason why it fell apart. Now, remember, they talked about how they are all these dungeons they had to power their AI. I think AI wasn't quite advanced enough as they were working on it. It's getting more advanced every hour, every minute. So let's talk about this, all right? Because I've done a little experimenting with it. Uh, so what do I mean by an AI DM? You can use Chat GPT, you can use Grok, you can use probably dozens of other chat bots, AIs to run this stuff. And for some, it's like the holy grail. My old gaming group, which turned into a online EverQuest group, Anarchy Online, City of Heroes. We did a lot of stuff, but we couldn't get together. Um, they wanted me to start running D&D Modern Edition, but on demand. Like, hey, let's get together in an hour. Hey, I'm logged in. Who wants to kill shit in EverQuest? Oh, hey, I'm logged in. Eric, run a dungeon. If you play D&D, if you play RPGs, gaming on demand doesn't work, right? But if you had an AI DM, doesn't eat, doesn't sleep, doesn't have family responsibilities, could be good. They're always available. They're not going to get sick. They're not going to have, oh, family obligations, work obligations. They aren't going to play favorites, right? We've always had that situation where I believe that so and so is getting favorable treatment. They get the better magic items. They don't get those dice behind the screen. I think that the DM is they're fair. And then, little side note, I've experimented with ChatGPT's built-in DM feature, essentially running a solo game because I wanted to test it out. I'm using O.S.R, and I thought my dice rolls were being fudged in my favor, and I asked Chat, and it said no. And pointed out the bad rolls that I did have. It just didn't stick out in my mind. But it did say when there were rolls about encounters or social interactions, if it was on the cusp, it kind of made it a positive with complications type of deal. Interesting, right? Interesting. And yes, by the way, folks, I hate having to announce this, but I am using show notes because topics like this, if I ramble, I'll go off the rails real quick. Um, this is what I thought Project Sticker was going to go. Dungeons on demand. I want a dungeon with kobolds that ate my baby as the primary adversaries, and it'll draw it up. Right? You want a game, it's ready. And unlike text adventures of my youth and maybe your youth, it's adaptable. ChatGPT usually gives when I was playing with the AI DM feature, it would give me like four options, and I would usually go fuck that. I want to do option A and C, or I go, how about I go into town and da 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 da, and it adjusts. You don't stump it. Now, as a GM, DM, I like it when my players go off script. I really do. But that's when I'll be like, all right, everybody, take a 5 minute break, stretch your legs. If you smoke them, if you got them, smoke them. I don't smoke. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I give me 5 minutes and I'll have something ready to go. But not everybody can do that. And this is one that I threw in, and I'm like, as a learning tool. Maybe if you've never played D&D before, all right, or have very little experience with it, using an AI feedback to run like a solo adventure, but where it's not really a solo adventure because you can go off script and it will adapt, allows you to learn some skills to be a potential DM. I'm with you on that one, right? I think you learn best from watching other DMs. But what if you don't? What if you don't have a group nearby to learn it from? You want to establish a group. Yes, you can learn some stuff. And again, you can change the parameters. I also threw in, hey, I want to try Call of Cthulhu. I only did it for like half an hour, but it'll tell you, all right, well, do you want 1920s? Do you want modern day? Do you want gothic? You're not going to stump it. Probably not going to stump it. Shouldn't say you're not. Saying probably. But as good as that could potentially sound, and I personally don't think you could necessarily run a group with this, but hey, you got a little time to kill and you want to try some things out, some tactics, some you need to play test some maybe new rules. You want to plug it in. I can see that work, but it's shallow creativity. What do I mean by that? It'll generally stick to tropes. And why will it stick to tropes? Because that's mostly what it's finding when it scrapes the internet for these ideas, right? It's the human creativity that gives us unique adventures. And yeah, they may be unique on the surface, but they're not really going to be necessarily all that unique down below. And if there are rules that are not clear, right, your DM, GM, will make a house rule and hopefully they'll stick with that, right? Like I did a video on AD&D winning initiative. It can be very confusing. But if I run it, I got my way to run it, and that's it. If AI is running it, each time it comes upon that, it's going back to its knowledge base. And if its knowledge base is conflicting, it may change it up from instance to instance. And it lacks that human soul, right? At the table, the virtual table, right? It's not going to appreciate your stupid jokes, your eating Funyuns and enjoying Mountain Dew or whatever it is that you do. It's not going to get the emotional undertones or overtones. It doesn't have that, and the adventure that it creates. If you're that kind of group that's like, oh well, we should write up and publish our adventures. Well, who created it? The GM didn't, right? The AI did, and even if you're writing up your adventures as a party, I don't know. That seems to be a bit of a gray ground, gray ground. And of course, not everybody wants to play on a computer, right? Or have some, or even have it at their table. Now, that being said, I think that there's a good middle ground. And Rob Conley has discussed this, and I give Rob a shout out, is that your best random table generator is AI. It's essentially a random table generator that just does it so well. But if you use it as a simple random table generator, it is great. Hey, I need an NPC. Give me an NPC, and I need an armorer, dwarven. Da da da. Stat it out. Give you personality and little hooks. Great for game prep. It's great for improv. Have it at your table. Hey, need a random encounter for a third level party in a wooded area. Boom, 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 boom. Or give me options. And it'll do it. It'll do it. It doesn't get tired. It doesn't get brain fog. It doesn't get author's block and go, I can't. So if you need something to get you past that, our little AI friend over here could be just the way to do it. It's great for prep. And you could type out your adventure, right? And you're typing it out and then pop it into AI and say, hey, can you outline this for me? You know? Can you give me random encounter tables for this level dungeon and this level dungeon and this level dungeon? And it'll do it. And for a lot of things that are behind the screen, that's great, right? Because you're expediting game prep or you're expediting what's happening at the table. If you didn't do all your prep, your party zigs when you thought they were going to zag. Not so bad. And if you got time to kill and you're a solo, right? You're always the DM. Nobody else wants to DM. You can get a little bit. It's better. It's better than programmed solo adventures. Certainly. Is it the be all and end all? No. I personally think that the best part of a role playing game session is the social interaction. That trumps game system, that trumps style of play. The social interaction at your table trumps it all. But hey, there are some times when you've got an hour to waste, and you're like, should I download Baldur's Gate 3, or should I put a first level adventurer through an O.S.R adventure or a small party and have the AI run it? I'd go with the AI personally for that, because I think that feels a bit more like an RPG session than Baldur's Gate 3 or Baldur's Gate 1 or any of Icewind Dale, all these classics, right? Neverwinter Nights. They're all fun. Those are video games. This will bring you closer to a tabletop game. Closer. But that role play aspect, it's more of the role. Although maybe you could tweak the AI to put more role play into it. It's advancing. It'd be interesting. So remember, and this isn't necessarily, not all the content on this channel is old school. We do news. We do things like this, modern tech, I guess. But if you like old school gaming videos, if you like gaming news videos, subscribe to this channel. Be safe. Be well. God bless. Roll those dice. Roll them well. You can become a member by using this code over here. And I do greatly appreciate all the members of this channel. Folks, God bless. And I'll catch you later. Oh, almost forgot. Do you use AI in game prep? It's a valid question, right? Do you use AI in game prep? And if you do, has it assisted you in game prep? Has it sped your time up? Has it made the time sink of game prep less? Maybe it makes it more. I don't know. Maybe you go off on more tangents. But let us know in the comments below. Catch you later.